started very upbeat, considering.
Well, do you know what? It's a strange feeling this morning. I woke up this morning and I was very tired after the long night we had at the talkSPORT fan zone and then on air. Big shout to Carlton Cole. And I woke up and I was, I used to get angry after England used to exit from a World Cup or a European tournament. And I felt very proud today. And I must say, the reaction I've seen in general, I'd say 80% of the reaction has been positive. It's been, let's back the lads, let's look at it and think. And I was speaking to our producer Jack earlier on today and I was like, you know what, I completely forgot. In 2014, we didn't make it out of the group stage of the World Cup. We got embarrassed. 2016, we lost to Iceland. And I was like, I said before and I'll say it again, Gareth Southgate and this team made me fall back in love with the England team. And that is a passion that I now share with my 5-year-old son, who was in tears last night. And today I just said to him, son, you got to get used to this. You're a Spurs fan and an England fan. This is life.
That's why we're used to it. Being a Spurs fan all these years, we're used to the heartache.
I think we get used to it quicker than most people.
You know what it was as well?
When did you watch the game yesterday?
I was at home with my family. Obviously, the game Senegal, me and you done in the fan zone, so we watched it there, then done the show after. That was great. The atmosphere was brilliant. But I
because you weren't there, we lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Should have been that.
They need to learn. Euros, me and you in the fan zone constantly.
That's it.
But I think we convinced ourselves, and that's the issue. You kind of, as a supporter, and I've said this before, there's a lot of I told you so's in the world of football, in world of supporters as well, in punditry, of course there is. And I think you convince yourself before you get your little wall charts, and you think, right, we'll win that group. Who we're going to play, potentially Senegal. After that, that's when we're going to hit France. And that's when you kind of think, oh, that's when we're out. And you ask anyone what's acceptable this tournament. Before the tournament started, everyone said, well, minimum's quarters because that's when we're going to play France. So you try and soften the blow a little bit. We were the better side, I felt. I really did. And I feel as proud as you do about the team. However, we're still out. And that hurts. When you think about the golden generation, we never won anything. You think about 4 years ago, got to the semi-final, out. 2 years ago, got to the final. Last year, got to the final, out, didn't win. We're not winning these tournaments. There comes a point when we have to stop saying we were the better side. It doesn't matter. France don't care they weren't the better side last night because they're playing Morocco in the semi-final and we're not.
Well, we spoke to Thierry, who's a French fan last night. He's been on the show a couple of times. And what he said was really poignant. He said, we don't care about playing well. We care about winning.
Yeah.
And that's what France did yesterday. Yep. Antoine Griezmann was unbelievable,
brilliant.
By the way. That was
the delivery.
The best I've ever seen
goal.
that man play.
Yep.
He was superb. That delivery for the second goal was unreal. And, okay, they were up against the ropes for most of the second half, certainly, and potentially the second part of the first half. But they're there. They're playing Morocco, which, of course, the Moroccan story, we're going to be talking to African football correspondent Kwaku Afari later on about that story, because that's incredible and shouldn't be overlooked as well, because that's unreal. But, as you say, it's Sunday evening and we're out, and it's over now.
I know, and they're back now. They're landed in Birmingham, and that's it.
Just like that. It's so quick.
I sit there with my son, who's 11, and he's like, next World Cup I'm going to be 15, and it's like, wow, that time just flies. And my other son's 6, as is yours, and he's just getting into it. And I think, get used to this. I said this today, same as you would have. Get used to this. Get used to this, Harry. Like, this is what's going to happen.
And we've bestowed Spurs on them as well, which isn't any more helpful.
Exactly. And again, on driving down here, which was a silly decision at the moment, by the way, with the snow out the windows. But driving down, I'm listening to the Sunday session, Adil Adipo, Perry Groves, and he said, and I agree with him, because I had Danny Mills on. Great debate. I don't know if anyone heard it. Great debate. And Danny Mills said, this is football. A team has to lose. And Ade said, yeah, but why is it always us? It's always us that has to lose. And there comes a point when you have to win ugly. You have to do ugly things. Be the worst side and win. Yeah. Why do we always have to play the greatest stuff? He made the wrong decisions. He'll know that again, and that's going to be the question mark.
What decision do you think he went wrong with? And we're going to get you guys on as well. 03717 223344 to find out your thoughts.
I think he didn't make the subs early enough. And I don't think he made the right subs as well. Personally, and it's been spoken about, I don't think Sterling should have been involved. I really don't. Now, however well he's played, however good, I don't think mentally, if I try and put myself into his shoes, I don't think mentally or physically he was ready for that game. 100%, you're in the quarter-final against France. You're going to put yourself forward and say, I'm ready. I've gone home, I've sorted the little issue out, I've come back, I'm ready. I think Gareth Southgate could have taken that upon himself and said, look, you're not ready, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically. You've had to flight back home, flight out again. I don't think Mason Mount should have come. I don't think he should have been the one to try and come on to change
Won the penalty,
game.
Though. Did change the game slightly.
I think more so France gave away the penalty than Mount winning the penalty. It's a great run, but he was not getting on the end of it. It was just, I think it was Hernandez when it just clattered into the back of him.
We got a text here from Villa Gas and Majestic. What you on about, mate? If you're not first, you're last. Nobody remembers the losers, just the winners. We agree, Gaz. This is what we're saying. We're trying to understand, like, where do we go from here? Like, how do we change that? Because it always seems to be the case. It's